appreciated me, which is good to know because not a lot of people do. I've had some comments saying, "You're really terrible. You must be really good to be that terrible," but I'm just improvising these things and they're just coming out as they are, and I don't think you can say that something's terrible when it's not even being very, 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 very organized. Sorry. Yeah. So thank you. That's very. I'm very grateful because I'm smarting a bit. I haven't really made very many videos for this whole week because somebody did say, "You're so terrible. You must actually be very, very good in order to be that terrible." I think it's just no. I'm just that terrible. It's like, so I've just been like, what's the point? What's the point? I know that I'm not the best in the world, but to be told that, it's just like, okay, interesting. Anyway, so I can't play the guitar. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that. I can't play the guitar, but I'm improvising off my hat, off the bat, off my hat. These are things that just are coming out of me like this, like that, like this. Can't expect me to be excellent. I'm half a bash, exactly. Everybody should just do stuff because you can't get good without doing stuff. And I know that I keep doing stuff and I'm not getting any better, but that's not really my fault. I'm trying really hard. Well, to be honest, I'm not trying as hard as I could, because if I really, really wanted to, I could probably learn the guitar, but I don't learn the guitar. Nope, still not learned the guitar, so I am so terrible. Does that mean I'm really good, really? No, doesn't. It doesn't mean that anyway. So yes, I'm not Les Dawson. I am just what Les Dawson is pretending to be in that. But also, have you seen like the Beatles documentary where they're just coming up with the songs and strumming it? They're hardly coming out with things that are perfect right out of the bat, are they? Everything I do is completely improvised. Obviously, it's not going to be very great. Obviously. But it's probably never going to be up to the standard of the White Album or whatever it was, Abbey Road, whatever it was that documentary was about. They developed it. And what I do is I don't develop it. It's like, oh, that was a stupid song. End of story, moving on. Yeah, so my philosophy, and I think I've developed this over a long period of time, is that I'm not going to get any better, and I'm going to try anyway, and I'm maybe going to inflict my creations on people in the hopes that it maybe inspires them to also do things that they can't necessarily do. Because why not? Because why not? Because that's just the way of it. So that is a C and that is a G and that is an A, I think, and that may be a D, I think. That's still an A and that's probably an E of some sort. Back to a C and then a lovely G and then a A again. And probably I could do better than that if I really tried. And I could learn the guitar and I could learn how to slide and I could learn how to do things up and down the strums, but I don't because I just don't. I don't because I just don't, because I'm clearly terrible. I'm very sorry about that. I'm not actually sorry about that. I am just what I am, and that's that. And that's that. So, yes. Oh, dearie me. The picture keeps freezing. That's probably because the internet is very bad where I'm living in the bottom of a valley. And, yeah, so I'm sorry if it's freezing. That's just part of my absolutely terrible charm. The audio is fine, is it? Don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Maybe if I really practiced hard and put a bit of effort into it, I could get better. But maybe I don't want to. Because part of the glory of everything is not being good at anything. Part of the glory of this is I'm really taking the piss. I'm really not helping my case. I'm really not doing anything ace. Because I'm just doing what I'm doing and it's coming out the way it's coming out. And everything is going like a tap that doesn't drip. And everything you see is the way it is meant to be. And everything that's coming out is things that are meaning to shout. And it's just like this. It's just like this. And maybe I am just taking the piss. Yeah, so my response was, no, I am that awful. Sorry. Not sorry. Yeah. But it has shut me down. I'm just like, I can't do anything. Because I am aware that I'm not the most talented person in the world. I'm aware of this. But I don't think it matters. I mean, my Edinburgh show, I think I entertained a lot of people, but it was mediocre at best. I'm a sort of mediocre but keep on going type of person. I wouldn't say it's anti-comedy. It's anti-everything, really. It's not comedy enough to be anti-comedy. There's anti-comedians that are really good at what they do. There's Mark Dean Quinn had a whole show in the middle of the night where it's called Is That Your Cheese? Where he ate a whole load of cheese and did sort of pretended to do tricks with it. This anti-comedy I can get behind. The first time I did a gig with him, he had this thing where he put a tarpaulin down and he poured mustard and ketchup and chili sauce, actual chili sauce, on his face, and it was dripping down his face, and he was just doing it, and everyone was laughing their heads off, and he was in absolute pain. So every time he'd do it, he'd be in absolute pain. So that's dedication to anti-comedy. Now, I do not have that dedication to anti-comedy. I'm just anti-everything. Anti-disestablishmentarianism, that's me. I am not good enough for anything. I just keep on going, and sometimes I sing, and the singing's not great, and my comedy's nothing, but I don't care, because I'm carrying on strutting, and I'm improvising this, and you expect it to be good if it's just coming out like this, and how am I going to be good if I'm just in repetition? Everything I do is everything it is, and expect to be good, do you? Expect this to be anything but what it is. That hurt my throat. Yeah, I'm angry that people don't get me. What is there to get? I don't know. I'm just doing this stuff. It's just existence. I'm existing. That's what I'm doing. I'm existing. Should I exist? Well, why not? You should all exist. And if you want to do the same thing, then I will watch you and I will cheer on at the sidelines. I'll go, yes! Yes, you go, girl or boy or in-betweener. I will go with you. That is what you need to just do it. That's what I say. Just do it, even though you can't. Maybe that is my Edinburgh show next year. I was thinking about this. My Edinburgh show next year is do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Do it even though you are terrible at it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Do it. Chew it. Chewits were they were a lovely chew. They still make chewits. They were nice. I think they still did. They had an advert where there was like a monster, like a Godzilla type monster, striding across a town and then eating a chew. That was a bit weird. I'm not entirely sure why. I'm I'm not entirely sure why. Italian. I'm not Italian. I'm not Italian. I'm definitely not Italian. Of all my ancestry DNA things, I've got a sort of Greek and Baltic, or Balkans, Ball something. And I've got Middle Eastern sometimes, Native American sometimes, and North African occasionally, and sometimes Spain, occasionally France and Germany, but I've never had Italian. I've never been Italian. I'd like to be, but I am not. If anybody else is Italian, then I support you in that, but not a lot, because what is there to support? Can I do any more chords? No. Comedy chords. Yeah, so yes, I'm aware I can't do anything, but I just improvised you a load of songs that were, again, at best, alright. I like pizza, yes, pizza. Honestly, because I'm gluten-free. I'm more gluten-free than I thought. I do like pizza, but it has to be gluten-free pizza, which is a difficult thing to stomach. Now, I have known for a while that I should avoid gluten, but I keep going, oh no, because I had some bread while I was away, and my fingers went all tingly, and I was like, no, I should probably check into that. I'm like, I know that I shouldn't eat it. I've got one of the 2 genes that would make me celiac, but not the other. So I'm like, well, I'm probably all right then. Am I not? But apparently not, because that one piece of bread made me wake up in the night. I couldn't feel my fingers, and oh no, I'm stumbling about like Frankenstein's monster. And I looked it up, and it's like, yes, that's a thing, that you get horrible, terrible damage, and you should probably not do that, because it could lead to me not being able to play the guitar anymore. Oh, what a tragedy. Oh no, everyone would go, why did you eat the bread? Don't eat the bread. You can't play the guitar anymore. Anymore. Couldn't play it in the first place, so it probably won't make any difference, will it? I should probably learn to play a few more chords. This is how the Beatles could play 2 chords. It's like, what does that mean that they could play 2 chords? Because that is a chord, and that is a chord, and that is a chord. That's 3 chords. And I can't play the guitar, so what on earth are they playing at? The Beatles must have been able to play more than that. They must have been able to play more than that, because I can play more than that, and I cannot play the guitar, and I cannot do anything. Not near or not far. But then again, I'm not the Beatles. More like a worm, or a dead butterfly. One that's been squashed with its wings all coming off. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so it's like, it has occurred to me that I should probably learn to play an instrument at some point. I like music. I do. And apparently I couldn't play jeans again. All my jeans, my lovely jeans. I should have perfect pitch. I don't. And they also say I can't taste bitterness. I can taste the bitter. Believe me, the bitter is coming out of me. All over the place. Yeah, so that's an interesting thing, isn't it? Yeah. Or isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, what have we been doing this week? Not much. Since I left Edinburgh, I travelled all the way, and I looked at my Google Maps, and I'm like, hundreds of thousands of miles, and I walked 7 miles a day one day, and I walked everywhere. I haven't even put all those videos up yet, because I can't, it's on my phone, and I haven't got it off my phone, but I walked all the way from Musselburgh from Queen Margaret University, where I was staying, to the beach, and then to Musselburgh Beach, and then to Portobello Beach, and then I walked in, and I walked all the way around the park, and round Not up half the seat, but round half the seat and all the way into town. And it took ages and ages. And I got a bit lost, so I didn't do all of the filming because I was like, where am I for quite a lot of the time. And I was like, oops, I've gone the wrong way. And it's raining and it's awful. Anyway, I've got that video somewhere. It's on a different site if you want to see it, but I could upload it if I can work out how to get, because what I did was I uploaded it to the different site and I thought I'll download it again and take off the watermark that identifies it as being from that site and then re-upload it here. But it was tiny. Usually it's proper size, but it was so tiny. It was like, that's not right. So I didn't know what to do, so I didn't do anything. But I should do that. Anyway, so my whole point was I walked so far and I did so much and I went out every single day and did shows and interviewed people and met people. And then since I got back from Edinburgh, which is increasingly far in the distant past, it's about 2 weeks ago, I've done nothing. Nothing. Except I've done a couple of these videos and I've done a couple of, I did the thing where I dressed up as the vampire Lester. I was so dressed up. I just put a filter on my hair and my eyes and just messed about, as is my wont. But it amused me. I was amused by that and nobody else was. Anyway, I did that and then nothing really else much. I'm like, I should do something. Played a little game on my phone and I earned, because you get points and you can transfer them into PayPal money. So I earned £6 by playing a game where you build up a castle and fight. I was playing this game, I'll just keep playing it until I get my money and then I'll log out. And then somebody made me the lord of the domain, like the head of the guild or whatever it is. And now that's made me responsible for 50 or 60 people and their games. And so I felt obliged to like restock their shop and make it so that their domains were all working out and stuff. It's like, whoa, the responsibility. I'm like the king or something. So now I'm like, oh no, how do I get out of this? I'm gonna have to make a new king in order to gently go, well, I didn't mean to be made the head of everything. I'm so good at this that I'm the head of everything. I've played it so much that I've got more points than anyone else. It's like, whoa, no. So that's what I've done. I've become the leader, a big leader. But other than that, and trying to like arrange things for next year's Fringe, which is futile because now Oasis are going to be there for the first week, and so there's going to be no way to get any accommodation in the whole of Edinburgh without paying 40 million thousand billion pounds, and nobody's going to come to see any shows. So yes, I'm the ruler. So Oasis have messed up my life. Why have they done that to me? It feels personal. So now all the plans that I made for next year with my Just Do It show. Just do it! No, I can't. Oasis has got in my way. Oh, Oasis, please go away. Why did you come back? Don't come to stay. Go back away. Oasis away. Away with you. What shall I do with Oasis Lee? Terrible news. My tune for so sometimes the tune goes different, but today it's very the same. Today it's very the same. Very unvariable, a bit like an Oasis tune. See, Oasis play about 2 chords too. Oasis do, but what about you? Oh, I play more than 2 chords, and I'm still not as good as Oasis. How good is that? Oasis thinks they're the Beatles. Liam thinks that he's John Lennon, apparently. But he's not. Very definitely not. Oasis, sir! You ruined everything! You ruined everything, you Oasis! Blah, blah, blah. I met Meg Matthews once. Meg Matthews, who was married to the other one that's not Liam, Noel. Gaganol. I think she was divorced from him. It was a launch of some. I used to go to, like, because I was a TV journalist, I used to, like, for a TV magazine, I used to go to the launches of various things, and there was a place in just off Leicester Square, and it was like a private members club, but they had a launch for something. I can't remember what it was. Somebody had bought me quite a load of drinks. I was quite ill the next day, but I'd had a lot of Red Bull drinks. I blame the Red Bull. There was alcohol, so it's probably the alcohol, but the Red Bull didn't help. Anyway, this person had given me loads and loads and loads of Red Bull cocktails because they were all free. They were just like giving them away. And then we went downstairs. From the upstairs was where the launch was, and we went downstairs, and there was like famous people, and Meg Matthews was having a private party in the side, and she came in, and we're like, oh, Meg Matthews, and she said something about blah blah blah, all these girls with fake boobs. I'm like, what? And I sort of, you're not talking about me, are you? What? Anyway, I was so out of it. I went to the bathroom, and I think there was people doing the white powdery stuff. Not me, because I was too drunk to do anything, to be honest. I've never done that in my life. I can absolutely, without fear of contradiction, say of all the things I might have done, that is not one of them. Anyway, I was pretty much like, what the. Anyway, I left there. And somebody fell out of the nightclub, and it wasn't me, but it might have been Meg Matthews. Oh, I remember, it was sort of a kerfuffle, because I was like, blah, blah, too much Red Bull and whatever, blah. But Meg Matthews was there, and I think she split up with Noel by then. But it was a sort of nightclub that there was paparazzi, so the paparazzi were papping. And I was like, I'm not famous! I'm not famous! Ha ha ha! I got you by not being famous. But I think they probably got... Anyway, that is all to say, I've met Meg Matthews once, but not the other Oasis people. She wasn't in Oasis. No, she's not like Linda McCartney or Yoko Ono. She wasn't actually one of the band. But she was adjacent to the band in that she was married to one of them at some point. And that's the only Oasis connection that I've got. But 6 degrees of separation, that would be 2 degrees. Although, is it that you're supposed to have worked with somebody? I didn't actually work with Meg Matthews, unless you think that having a Red Bull and going is working with somebody. And I don't think it is. Anyway, I was very ill the next day. I remember... not good. Not good. I wouldn't say that I was a partying sort of person, but I'd go to these free events because I wasn't getting paid very much, and it was like, free canapes and food, and I drink as well. I'll drink. I don't drink at all these days, at all, but I just, if it was free, I'd go, yeah, all right then, because I was making the most of a difficult situation. I was so miserable at work, and it wasn't great, because the next morning I was just, I went into work and I was just like, what? Why? So I was getting a bit of a reputation in work for doing this. I didn't do it a lot, but I did it more than once, because there was a lot of, but it was work. That's the thing. It's like, why do I have to go and do, because they will work. So I was like, well, if I have to work at night, I'm going to also, because I didn't get paid any extra for going to these stupid things, so I was trying to make the most of it. Anyway, that's not the point. So Oasis ruined my life, and that, probably. Anyway, yeah, so I think if I was doing it all again, I probably wouldn't do it any different, because why? It was a miserable job, and someone's got to do it. Nobody's going to do it. Nobody's going to be a television listings magazine feature writer. Nobody appreciated me either, because although I wrote most of the articles about television that was on satellite and digital TV. I know I've said this before. I went to a couple of the trade shows and stuff, because it was a satellite magazine primarily, and it turned out that most of the people that came to our stand were like, why do you have to do those stupid articles about television shows? because the people that were buying it were primarily either buying it because they were really into the equipment that it took to get all the different channels from around the world, because it was you could get Sky, but you could get the big, really huge dishes where you could just go, wow, I've picked up all the channels from everywhere, ha ha, I am the king of the world, I've picked up Russia and China and everywhere. And for some reason, and they would pick up obscure channels, and they'd be really into that as a hobby, so they'd have a lot of articles about how to pick those up. And the second thing that they used to pick up was obviously the naughty channels that you couldn't get without finding them. It's before the internet was massively big. You can just get it on the internet now. But in those days, they were looking for that. So they were into the equipment, or the equipment, if you know what I mean. So they weren't interested at all in me writing about Voyager or Lost or the new series of Oz or whatever, or 20 different TV detectives, or whatever it was that I was writing about. They weren't interested at all. It was a waste of everyone's time. I was spending time and effort writing it, and by the time the magazine came out, because it was a monthly magazine, by the time it came out and I did all the listings and everything, the listings would be completely different, because it was a sort of a period of flux. In the early days, I think, before I was there, you get the listings would stay the same after a month. While I was there, all these different channels sprung up, and they would just change. Like, I've said it before, but I wrote this article about Oz, and by the time the last series, I think, of Oz, the prison drama from America, was supposed to be on Channel 4, by the time that happened, and I was very excited about it, because I was like, hello, this show, because I got all the check discs, they called it, when you got the previews and stuff. I was like, wow, this is good. Big Brother came on instead. They started Big Brother, so it was quite a long time ago, because Big Brother started ages ago. So I was so annoyed. So there was no point me doing that job at all. So meeting Meg Matthews was the highlight of that job, and I don't really remember it. Oh, what a slob I was. I was really on a lot of Red Bull and whatever the other thing was. I think it was tequila. Tequila and Red Bull is not a good combination. I do not recommend it. Please do not go for that at all. It is not what it should be. Everyone should be avoiding that, if you ask me. Red Bull is not what you want. It does not give you wings. It does not give you anything. It just gives you heartburn and despair and a deep sense that something else is out there, and there is, but I do not know what it is at all, and I can start and look for the call, but I do not know what I'm looking for. I do not know what to look for at all. At all. I'll try an F. That's not an F. That's not either. Might be a B, but I do not know what it is. Greetings. Picture now working, go, rule. Yes, picture now working. So all the stuff that I said, don't look up. I will not look up. I will not look back in anger. I will not. I will go where I was going to. And I will continue to do it. So yes, I am terrible at this. I'm terrible at this, but it's a completely improvised song thing. A song cycle. Or a bicycle. I don't know where that was going. Yes, so I apologise for being terrible. But as I said at the beginning of this, I don't really, because everybody is terrible to start with. And without practice, then nothing is made perfect. And this is just the dirt coming out of a hose. You can't expect it to be great. It's just coming out. Blah. Anyway, well, apparently I am, Fingal. So terrible that I must be a genius. All right then. Anyway, I will see you next week. And I hope that you will have a lovely time. And forgive me for whatever it is that I might have done, that I might have inflicted upon you during this previous half hour. So thank you very much. Yeah, well, yeah, possibly. But other things are possibly too. Yes. I will see you. Have a good week. Bye. See ya.